We are back. What is up, everybody? We are ready to take on Lothric Castle, and let me be the first one to greet you and welcome you to the late game. Obviously, we've already been up this ladder. We went and took the left path and cleared out all the areas. Also, if this video sounds different, I did play with the audio settings for it just to try to give you guys a better experience watching the videos. So, just through here, there's that kneeling knight. And then there's the hooded guy. The hooded guy buffs the knight, so you really want to make sure that you kill that guy in his robes. The knight's going to stand up as we enter, but we're going to do a dead sprint right for this cloaked dude. We got him. So this knight does a ton of damage. He's a red eye, so you can always expect that. Okay. He does do that weapon art. And man, it can really hurt. But just use perseverance to get your way through him. And if he is just swarming you, these things right here can typically slow him down. That elevator is a shortcut we'll open up later. So we are going to go up these stairs. Up these stairs and to the right, there's going to be another one of those guys buffing the enemies. Up, and I missed. Hopefully did not buff the knight, did not buff the knights, so we're good. There's another knight behind the spear wielder, so we are going to want this spear guy to follow us down. And yeah, I'm going to fight him in this doorway. Hello, spear guy. Whoa, it did not let me lock on. There, okay, now I locked on. The black knight sword is king. These knights all drop large titanite shards as well as their armor sets and weapons. So, pretty good farming opportunity if you are looking for one. There's one last guy who can buff the enemies. He's usually, yep, kneeling in that corner. Sometimes he'll get up and walk around, but not too often. Now we have a bonfire. This bonfire is what makes killing those knights so appealing. Just go ahead, rest at it. Then as you get back up, you can see they're leaving the room, so you can just run over here and get this one to follow you. This is really good. This is a really good spot to practice parries. As you can see, you can just practice on this sword guy and get some really safe experience, because even if he kills you, your souls are going to be right at the bonfire. So no sweat. So if you're trying to get better at parries against enemies, this is the spot to do it. Out here you can see where we fought the dancer. And this is the drop down path, so if you go down that way straight across is where we went and fought Osiris. To the left, Dancer's Bonfire, and to the right is that center path that we already took. So the path of progression is up this way. We're going to head on into this room. There's a chest to the right. Bust this chest on open. Grab the Hood of Prayer. So I think that's the prayer set. It's probably the best term for it. Got a chunk right here. Then enemies up the stairs. So these enemies look like the ones right at the start of the game. They are not. They hit much, much harder. But they have the same AI, so their AI does make them very easy to deal with. Just know, if they do hit you, they will do much more damage. So once you kill those two, you're going to want to come up here. Usually get a backstab off on this guy, but either way, it doesn't matter because he's a crossbowman. Then this guy's going to bust through his barricade. Kill him. And then down here is a trap. So there's 3 guys hanging off the wall. So we're going to run right here. Spinning attack. And then also boop this guy. We have another chunk. So chunks upgrade normal weapons up to +9. Also, up above, right up there, see him throwing stuff? That will block your Estus use. So just be aware of that while you're fighting this area. I usually like to roll right after I kill somebody. So, before we continue, we want to go in here. In here, there is a winged knight. We're going to want to sprint in, go up that ladder, immediately turn around, and drop attack the knight. So, going straight for the ladder. And then you want to go straight up it. If you don't get him fast enough, he's going to hide under this barricade right here. But we got him, so we're good. Best way to deal with these guys is backstabs. Okay, I missed. He rolled it. So, good on him. These guys can do a ton of damage. And they have pretty quick movesets. As you can see, he's rolling my backstab attempts. You can just perseverance through him, but if you do it too early, then you'll miss it. Like I said, backstabs are the way to go with them. They have a very, very wide backstab hitbox, And we got the Winged Knight twin axes. So this is a weapon, as you see, a little bit more of a strength weapon than a quality weapon, but they do work on a quality build. These things are valuable because when you two-hand them, you can use the button that's normally used for block, L1 or left bumper, and you get that. And so the L1, I think usually, it might be L1 is the combo. Yeah, usually you can hit somebody with that full combo. I do not believe it's a true combo. I think it's a pseudo combo. But if you are playing in PvP, play around with that. They are great, and when you buff them, because you can buff them, they do a ton of damage. So very, very fun PvP weapon. Come up here. This is a false wall. Gonna hit it, come here, and we have the Winged Knight set. So that might be, is either the best armor in the game or the best armor in the base game, and there's some DLC armor that's better than it. It has amazing defense, it just does, but you look really gross wearing it. Plus you need insane vitality to be able to rock it without fat rolling, and I don't want to make that investment. I don't think it's practical. I think you're better off with my medium armor sets, sorry. Then we have another barricade. Nothing behind it this time, but on the right we have 2 archers. We also have that guy, an axe guy. As you can see, exploding bolts, and now we have 2 big boys. A heal. Perseverance for the win. Come here, buddy. Okay. You can absolutely take a more passive approach to that area. I was very, very aggressive. You can run up, hit this guy, and the axe guy will start to follow you, and you can just run all the way back here, and you can fight that axe guy by himself right here where you have lots of room to roll around and only have to worry about fighting him. Then down here, this is where the polearm guy that we just fought usually sits. So we are going to grab this item, not a trap. There is one guy sitting up against a wall that will usually come for you, and then once you get over here, he is alive. So if you want to consider this area a trap because there is one enemy sitting right here, feel free. I'm not going to though. I don't think they're dangerous, they die too quickly. But if you're not paying attention, you can get swarmed. Oh yeah, groaning knight up there. So ignore that, but we have another bonfire right here. Before we rest at it, we are going to run over here, grab this item. Get the ember. Come light this bonfire. And take a rest. So the next area is very tricky. There are a couple of dragons involved. Just know, this game does not want you having beef one-on-one with dragons. As long as you remember that, you'll be fine. We're going to walk up to this Lothric knight, and we're going to get a backstab off on him. They start to react to your presence. Just do a quick step up to him. Guy did pretty good damage. Props to him. This is the Great Lance. This is the Great Lance. There you go. Great Lance is fun to use. If you put it in your left hand and have Ultra in your right hand, I think you get some true combos. So if you want to play around with dual big boy weapons, that's a pretty good one for you. The second dragon is going to come flying in here when we start to run across, and they're going to breathe fire over this whole area. So we're actually going to drop off the bridge. So what you're going to do, run all the way to the end and drop off just before the end of it. That sound was the second dragon landing, and they're breathing fire everywhere. But you're safe down here. So you're going to pillage the remains, get yourself the undead bone shard. There's nothing else up here. Now we're going to drop down. We're going to get the Titanite chunk, and we're going to come over here and we're going to kill this guy as fast as we can. He was going to turn into one of the abyss creatures, and then that guy is also going to turn into an abyss creature. He will start to sprint at you before he turns, which will give you a chance to kill him before he turns. There's Titanite at the end, not Titanite, Twinkling at the end. So kill him. You can let him turn, get yourself some drops, but I just want to kill him and get my Twinkling. See that item up there? That is because the path of progression is actually this way. You got to drop onto this one. But we want all the goodies. So we went to the far side first, and we'll go there next. So come into this room. All these barrels are hiding an item. The lightning urn. And then there's a crystal lizard just through this. So sprint through. There are a bunch of enemies are going to attack you. Just kill that, and then I like to just backtrack. Once we have our twinkling, and these guys will actually follow us. Okay, only one was following me. 3 more are going to drop off, so we're just going to run as far forward as we can. We're going to try to get behind all of them. Okay, that should be the last one. Kill that one. Kill that one. Then we have 2 more. One of those was supposed to chase us at the beginning, and I don't know where he was hiding. Perseverance for the win. Oh, I missed. There you go. Drop some throwing knives. Thank you very much, good sir. Okay. Now that these guys are dead, we have another winged knight coming up. If you're worried, grab that soul. You can totally ignore them. I would not recommend it, though. Winged knights are not that scary, and you're going to run into more of them coming up. So it's better to just get used to their moveset now. And we have quite a bit of Estus. We're not far from the bonfire. Hey, winged knight. So this guy likes to spin to win and does a lot of heavy slams. But you can always get backstabs off of him. You might take a hit in order to get it, but that's okay. Oh, I can't believe that hit me. As you can see, massive backstab window. I wasn't even close to being lined up on him, and it still gave it to, in the game still gave it to me. So now it's time for revenge to the guy that was throwing those things blocking us from healing. Goodbye, sir. And the sniper crossbow. Sniper crossbow just retains its damage a little bit better over distance. I don't think there's a ton of practical applications for it, but drop on down. We're going to go back and we're going to rest at the bonfire again. All that we're doing is getting our Estus back. We're just continuing, but this time we're going to drop off right at the start of the bridge. So you just come on up here and drop off right here. Boom, we're safe. Grab the Titanite chunk at the end. Now this next area is a little bit tricky. If you're ever having trouble with the enemies we're about to encounter, you can lead them back one at a time all the way to the end over here and kill them. Just so you know, this guy sitting there holding his hands, he's probably going to turn into an abyss beast. That thing can hurt you while you're up here. But you can also cheese him with fire bombs if you really want to. Just be very careful if you decide to go that path. Now this guy, the crossbow bolts he is firing at us are explosive, and enemies are going to come down at us one at a time. So here's our first one. I just keep one eye on him. We can also get bopped with the healing prevention items while we're here, so I do like to... Oh boy, there's the abyss creature that I was talking about. Okay, now we have Axe Guy. Oh, we got hit with a healing prevention item, so be careful. Backstab for safety. Oh, and he timed that perfectly. Okay, he is dead. We can run up and get revenge on this crossbow guy. And I missed him. Missed him twice, but that's okay. And there's the guy that was throwing stuff. He was sitting up there on that wall, but usually he will fall down like he just did. Doesn't have very much health, though. So we have 2 Lothric Knights straight ahead. You can skip them, but I would recommend fighting them. They are guarding a drop, I believe. It might not be. I don't know. We're going to kill him anyway. So you really have 2 options coming into this fight. You can go with the passive one where you shoot one with an arrow and lead one at a time back here. I'm just going to go in because I'm a boss. Okay. As you can see, we are very strong at this point, and the average Lothric Knight is not really able to deal with us. Bear that in mind. We have one of my least favorite late game fights coming up. We have another Outrider Knight. This is the strongest of them all. He's very aggressive, and it's not a great place to fight him. Make sure you're full health before you go into the fight. If you have any items that prevent frost buildup, go ahead, put them on. The other thing you're going to want to do, and I don't like saying this, but you are going to want to throw a shield on. None of these shields give you good protection against frost, but this does have high stability. So we're going to throw this on. I'm going to take that off. So we're good. We're going to rock the shield of one. So the way to win this fight in particular is very slow and steady. You're going to want to go in, get one hit, then keep blocking. Just stay alive and always be quick to heal against him. If you were wondering, I did fight this guy like 3 or 4 times just to see what the best way to take him on was, and I realized it's a little inconsistent to try to be aggressive against this guy. We're about to get frostbitten. As you can see, frostbitten. There you go. He is down. If you try to get fancy and roll his attacks, he tends to combo you. Just stay in close, get that shield up, and you'll be just fine. Now, all of these chests are why we wanted to kill this guy. There are 4 chests down here. So we got 2 twinkling. Another twinkling, so that is 3 total twinkling. I would smash all the boxes because I don't want to miss chest. None of these are mimics. Have a Titanite scale. And the Spirit Tree Crest Shield. Spirit Tree Crest Shield. Good lightning defense. Greatly reduces lightning damage. So it is the Crest Shield that is good against lightning in the same way that the Dragon Crest Shield is good against fire. Okay, so we are going to go ahead, put our Blessed Shield back on, and in our offhand, throw the Simple Cestus. I am actually going to put that on because I'm less worried about my health and more about my FP. So, at this point, we are going to run around behind all the dragons. At around this point, it is a great time to make use of all of those firebombs that we just bought. You are going to want firebombs for this. You don't need 30 like I have. Oh, we got blasted. No, leave me alone. Okay. Usually you can make the run without getting blasted, but I didn't make it. So, all of these barrels, explosive barrels. Those guys throw firebombs. So do a dead sprint. Stop right here. Once he throws it, run up here. As you can see, these are black firebombs, so they do a lot more damage. Oh god. Okay, this area is not going smooth. Whenever you're in trouble like that, what I was doing was he's gonna hit the explosive barrels if I try to run up. Now I sprint up. You will almost certainly die if the barrels explode, so be careful about that. So at this point, once they're all dead, this guy's coming through the door. He has a lantern. He's gonna wake a whole bunch of enemies up, but we don't want him to do that. So we're gonna sprint at him, kill him. Those 2 guys sitting down in the corner, they are alive, so dead sprint for them. And we kill him. Pick up our Titanite scale. Ooh, we got some Estus back. So now all these guys in here are not going to attack us. Very good. Oh. Can't lock onto them because of course they're not hostile right now. Grab the pale pine resin. This is a mimic. So I don't want him to wake up yet, so I'm going to space myself out a little bit. Now, before you fight the mimic, this is one of the mimics that crawl at you, so as long as you stay to their side or behind them, you are very, very safe. We are going to pull this lever, and that'll open this gate. And before we go back to fight the mimic, you're going to want to come over here and grab this soul item. It's a large soul item. Don't drop down. Whole bunch of enemies. You don't want to fight them right now. Plenty of time to do that later. So now, 2 charged heavies off on this guy. Then stay behind or to the side. And 3 boops should do it just fine for you. Pick up the 3 Titanite scales. And now we have a couple more guys. So there's these 3 guys down here waiting for us. 2 more that are going to run at us from the side. Just come on down. We're going to do running attack. Kill 2 of the 3. As you can see, they're doing pretty beefy damage to us, which is sad. Get the soul item, and then 2 more coming from this way. Hello, guys. And posture for the win. Okay. Now we are going to want to go for that item down in the room. If you notice, these guys that we're killing are dropping Estus. So your Estus will get periodically refilled by them. Okay. Kill that guy. Should be the last guy down here. Go ahead, grab the black fire bombs that were down here. Reference to the fire bombs they were throwing at us. One of the guys we killed did drop an item. I decided to bypass it while I was getting bombarded. Ooh, fire bombs. Yeah, the entrance to this area, the slower you take it, the better. Just stay away from the concentrations of barrels and you'll be okay. So now we're going to kill one of the dragons. These dragons are infected, as indicated by that. So go ahead, throw on your fire bombs. I like to use a mix. I will use 5 black fire bombs and then 5 regular fire bombs for this guy. So you're going to come up, give him a nice solid boot. Okay, once you hear that sound, get away. This guy can spurt curse stuff. When I say curse stuff, I mean stuff that's going to curse you in like almost a complete curse. So go ahead, throw 3 and then get out of there. He's gonna spew his black sludge. Oh no, he's not. This time he did his headbanger. If he survives, oh, this is him about to spew, but we cut it off. Regular firebomb. Alright, we missed it. This time he's going to spew his stuff out. I'm hoping, I'm going to wait for him to show, because I do want to show you just how wide-ranging the curse stuff is. Okay, he's not doing it. So just run back in until you can lock on, throw a firebomb. What you're waiting for is you can throw 3 firebombs until the stun that him catching on fire gives, and if you just wait for the fire to go out, you'll be able to stun him again. So killing him, you get 2 Titanite chunks, 2 embers, and of course the dragon is gone. You also, that time he dropped a large Titanite shard. Now when this dragon leaves, this dragon gets stunned. I don't know if they hurt each other or what, but that dragon is no longer a problem, which is very nice. So it's now safe to just run through that main gate that we opened with the lever. So we're going to come around. There's a couple items to grab. One note, grab this item. If you are on a New Game Plus run, there's almost always a ring on that level down there, but for the first run through the game, there is no item. We're going to go ahead, get our Titanite scale, roll on down. We're just going to loot this whole area. Refined gem, ember, lightning urn, and up here is another ember. So you do not have to go back to the bonfire here. I am going to. I want the additional 5 Estus before we go into this next part. It's also nice to reset. If you want to go all the way back to Firelink and go ahead and level up, if you're maintaining the same leveling as me, yeah, you'll be able to get at least 2 levels, probably 3. So no need to waste your souls if you go into the next part and die. Next part is kind of tough. Actually, do I want to end this episode here? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end this episode here. I think we covered quite a bit, kind of an introduction to Lothric, but we're going to end this episode right here, and next episode we'll pick up from here, and we will go ahead, work our way all the way to the boss of this area. So, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.